So it's fifth flight of the week. That's a lot for medevac, especially on overnights. As you can see, another lovely dark night. So I'll show you guys around the inside a little bit since there's nothing to see outside. On the last video I showed you kind of around the G1000 main screen there. And of course this is the yoke. You've got map light on the left, autopilot disconnect and trim on the right there. The main fuse panel is on the co-pilot's right. And then the air conditioning, heat, bleed air controls, that kind of stuff is down by the co-pilot's knee. Back to the throttle quadrant, you can see the pressurization gauge on the right there. In the middle is the rate of pressurization and the left is the flaps. Down below the throttle quadrant you have the flap selector and the trims. You have the controller for the G1000, and that green readout is our satellite phone so that the medical staff can make emergency calls to hospitals, extra doctors if they need. Engine instruments, and of course my favorite part, the autopilot, which works amazingly in this thing and makes our jobs just much easier. Welcome to Thomson. We're on flight 5 of the 7 days. This is our last shift for the week. We're a week on, week off. And second trip to Thomson. As you can see, we've got some fog. It's actually freezing fog. So if you look over here, I've got our de-ice bottle plugged in, heating up the fluid. And you see that cord goes up to the plane and is for the space heater inside. Hopefully the medical team is quick. We told them the forecast is showing freezing drizzle. If that happens, we're stuck. We have no way to apply anti-icing fluid up here. We only carry de-icing fluid to take a bit of, frost or snow off the wings, but freezing drizzle doesn't work. See anything actually a little bit starting, but less than I figured actually. Didn't really pick anything up on the way in. It was supposed to be clear. It was 15 miles when we left. This fog was literally not in the forecast and came out of nowhere. Thomson is not currently our favorite airport because the terminal is closed. The Shell station where we get fuel and normally where we would sit has not been allowing people inside since COVID started. And as of right now, they will not fuel overnight. So luckily the weather is nice in Winnipeg and we don't need to take on fuel, but normally we would put on fuel here in Thomson. But literally they do not open fuel between 8 p.m. and 6 a.m. now, so that doesn't work great for medevac. Kind of a eerie, foggy night. Only -3 though, so should be fairly warm inside the plane. No issues there. Nice if they plow the ramp a little bit more. Like I said, this is our 5th flight of the week, which is a lot on critical care medevac. Like normally you're 1 or 2 a week. And obviously I haven't put these videos out every day we fly. Gotta do a bit of editing, compiling, and I'm just trying to get them out about once a week. So there's something consistent for you guys to watch, because next week I might not get a flight at all. So it's hard to say on medevac versus charter, or even better, a scheduled airline. You could always know when you're gonna have another flight and have an opportunity to film something. It's clear down Winnipeg, so hopefully I can show you guys the city lights on the way back in tonight, but who knows, maybe fog will roll in there too. Talk to you guys later. Update, we're still waiting in Thomson. There's actually, as you can see, the fog's starting to lift. There was actually a point it got worse and went down to a quarter mile, which means we weren't legal to take off for a bit, and we had to tell the medical crew to text us before they loaded up the patient in the ambulance to make sure that we could take off. It's gone back up to a half-mile visibility, but it's even starting to lift a bit more than that now, so this fog might be finally going away. They said they should be loading up soon, whatever that means. One of our other planes, one of our basic aircraft, the one that's based in Thomson, just at a hangar over on that side of the airport, already came, got here, picked up a patient, left, since we've been sitting here. Now, basics patients tend to be walk on, people who need to go down for appointments, stuff like that. Whereas this is the critical aircraft, 9 out of 10 times our patients aren't even conscious. They're intubated and IVs and, pretty rough shape. That's why we carry a medical team and they carry paramedics. Just two different sides of the same operation. Basic does a lot more flying than we do. They do 2-week rotations and they do 50, 60 hours in 2 weeks, whereas I did 100 for the year. Windsock's just dead. Nothing here to clear the fog away. Ice bottle still staying warm over there, plane staying warm, but it's actually quite nice out and quite comfortable out here. I don't even have the new parka on. I got the old coat and plenty warm enough. It's nice being out here in the fresh air where I don't have to wear a mask or anything and wait for the ambulance to show up. Update number 2. Well, we've been here long enough that we could now get fuel if we wanted. Fuelers are finally here. It's after 6 a.m. You can see the cloud layers lifted right up. It's not even fuzzy, the lights over on the other side now. We've got plenty of visibility. Freezing drizzle in the forecast is now been taken out of the forecast. The freezing fog has ended. We've already sprayed off the aircraft because nothing else is going to form on it now that the freezing fog's ended. What we've been waiting on is the ambulance. I told you one of our other medevac crews came, picked up a patient. There's apparently only one ambulance. Yeah. So, we've been waiting on the ambulance. We just caught a fox running over there. I'm betting that's what that truck's trying to chase away. Been a long week. Even the captain was saying on this shift 5 is just unheard of, midnight to noon. And they've all been decently long. They haven't been short flights. We have a lot of 40-minute, 30-minute flights, Brandon, Dauphin. That's kind of a lot, but we've been going up to the PA, which is an hour and a bit. This was Thomson because the wind was almost 2 hours tonight. Went in Ontario. I'm ready to go home. Actually, this afternoon I have my first dose of the COVID vaccine. Both me and my wife. A couple of the pilots have already gotten it. normal reactions, arm hurts, that kind of thing. I don't usually get sore from the flu shot, so don't know if this will make me sore too. Belle usually gets sore, so probably hurt her arm some. You can see the strobes flashing off the cloud. Those are the lead-in lights for the runway. Some on that side too, but the cloud's dissipating over there. You can't see it flashing. Wind is dead and basically 90 degrees to the runway, so it doesn't matter which way we go. I think if we take off headed that direction, it's more direct to Winnipeg. Slight left turn versus a larger right turn, but we'll see. Quiet. All you can hear is the truck rumbling in the background. There's no wind. Fog kind of muffles everything. No aurora tonight that I could find on the way up. Should be able to show you guys a relatively bright sunrise on the way back down. So, finally back into the air. And it's nighttime now, but it will be bright by the time we get into Winnipeg. Over on the captain's side, you can see the rest of the fuses and the fuel gauges for the plane. Already got the approach loaded in. Not much to do at this point in cruise. Autopilot's doing most of the work for us. Just relax until later on. And there we go. Finally getting some sun on the horizon. I can actually see the glow of the lights of the city there, but it just doesn't show up on camera yet. And now you can see the lights of Winnipeg there in the distance, and believe it or not, we're still actually about 100 nautical miles away. That's how far back we can see the lights, really. Nice beautiful sunrise coming up. And now we've started the descent, and we're still about 50 miles away, but you can clearly make out the city lights and the ground. Won't be able to get anything on the approach as I'm the pilot flying, and so as we descend in here, I will say goodbye to you guys, and thanks for watching. Stay tuned for a clip at the end here. And here is why I am verifying the company manual. If you look, Lac Brochet, CZWH, Dryden, CYHD, 125 miles. Now let's see what it actually is. Oh, 609 miles. Who did this? Like, share, subscribe, and thanks for watching. I know this one was a bit longer.